after yourself. Look after yourself. Look after yourself. Therapeutic characteristics: problem addressed, unrealistic wishful thinking, dependence on other to satisfy our needs, lack of self initiatives. Resources developed, observing what successful others do, building your own skills, learning to be more self reliant, taking responsibility for your own needs. Outcomes offered, doing rather than wishing. Greater independence, personal responsibility. Have you heard the story about the 5 little chickens? Well, once upon a time there were 5 little chickens who lived with Daddy Rooster and Mummy Hen. One morning the 5 little chickens woke up feeling hungry, like most of us do first thing in the morning or when we get home from school in the afternoon. The first one said, "I am starving. I wish someone would give me a big fat worm." He begins to dream about the big fat worm, was longing to pick it up in his beak and feel it slithering into his stomach, as I guess you would if were a hungry little chicken. Not quite what I would prefer for breakfast. What about you? No matter how much the first little chicken wished, comes one would give him a big fat worm. However, no worm arrived, and the hungrier he felt. The second little chicken also felt hungry, and hearing her brother talks about a big fat worm, said, "I'm famished too. I wish there was a big fat slug sliding among her in front of me right now." She looked at the ground in anticipation. She looked and grew even hungrier. The third little chicken felt as hungry as his brother and sister. "Cheep, cheep," he called out. "Hope someone would hear. I wish the farmer would bring us a big bowl of those yummy chicken pelts that he sometimes delivers." With that thought in his head, he stood watching the gate into the coop, hoping and hoping the farmer would appear, and feeling hungry as he did. Or said the fourth, joining in his wishes of her brother and sister, that the farmer wives would bring out one of those big bowls of food scraps from last night dinner, as she often does. Like her brother, she stood watching the gate into the coop, wishing and wishing for a big bowl of scraps and growing hungrier. All this talk about food had fifth chicken feeling a ravenously hunger, though he was going to faint. "What I would not give for a big bowl of crunchy grain," he added. "I wish I had some wheat, oat, or barley." His eyes were fixed on the tin tray where the farmer sometimes spread some grain. He started at the tray, growing hungrier by the second. Overhearing the 5 little chicken wishes, Daddy Rooster called, "Come here," gathering the 5 little chicken around him, and continue. He would notice that Mummy Hen and I do when we are hungry. If you want breakfast, follow us out into the garden patch, where you can learn to scratch and pick for your own food like we do."